Hi Stage 3, this is your video to help you to understand and see what our literacy assessment is going to be for our Term 1 literacy unit of work. We're going to start by having a look at what the learning intention is for this unit of work. The learning intention says that we will understand the way that characters and culture are represented in Asian texts and how characters overcome adversity. And adversity is a word that just means a difficult situation or a problem. So that's our learning intention, what we're going to be learning throughout this unit of work. And as you do this unit of work, in your literacy group, you're going to be looking at one particular Asian text. And you'll be studying that as a group, and you'll be reading that text by yourself in small chunks as you go throughout the unit of work. The assessment that we're going to be doing is you're going to be creating a timeline as you read through your text. So bit by bit, as you read your text, you're going to add to your timeline. And your timeline is going to describe the events that have occurred. So for example, there might have been a fight, or there might have been somebody moved away. So something that's a bit of a major event. And you're going to also describe the way that the main character changes as they are overcoming adversity, as they are overcoming their problems and their difficult situations. Now, as I said before, you're going to be reading your book in small chunks throughout the term, and so that means that we're actually going to be completing the timeline assessment task each lesson. So each lesson you'll write a little bit more to complete this assessment task in your timeline. This is going to give you a bit of an idea of what each of your entries to your timeline will need to include. Some kind of time reference. So your book or novel that you're reading might include dates, and you can show the particular date that it is from your novel. But a lot of them that we have don't have a date necessarily on them. So you might want to say chapters. So you might say this timeline entry is for chapter 1, or you might want to put page numbers. So the particular timeline entry that you are writing for this day might be from pages 1 to 12. You need some kind of time reference, and that's sort of going to be like your heading. Your timeline entry has to describe the events that have happened, the main events, the major events. Not every event that has happened, so you're going to have to think carefully about what is important and a major event that you have just read about in your chunk that you've been reading. And then you will explain how the character, the main character, acted in response to this particular event, or it might be a couple of events. So you're going to tell or explain, as it says, how your main character or characters, depending on your story, have acted when the problem has come up or when a particular event has happened around them or happened in their life. How did they respond to that? And the last thing that you will do is you will provide an analysis how this character overcomes adversity. So you might have to put your thinking cap on for this one, and you might have to take information from the text. So the event that happened, I can see that this particular event happened, and I can see my character responded in this way, and I can see a change happening in this character. I can see that perhaps they are learning something, or I can see that maybe they are becoming more brave, or maybe some of their relationships are changing. Maybe they are finding someone that they need to trust, and that's helping them to be a bit more resilient. and how they are overcoming their problems. So the top three dot points you can see there, your time reference or chapter or page numbers, the description of the events, and the explanation of how your character responds, those things will all be able to be found in the text that you're reading. Most of it will be right there, and you will explain those things in your own words. The last one, your analysis, will require you to draw some conclusions by putting pieces of information together and using your own knowledge as well. Now you're going to be able to work through a practice of this task. So you're going to do a timeline task in your literacy group with your teacher so that you can practice what to do. And you can ask your teacher any questions that you have after that.